For centuries, humans have ventured across the globe, exploring the vast oceans and dreaming of a deep-sea Atlantis, a mythical city lost beneath the waves. Over time, however, we've uncovered countless other enigmatic sites hidden beneath the ocean's surface, each more fascinating than the last. From the shadowy depths of ocean trenches to ancient, prehistoric villages with skeletons resting undisturbed on the seabed, here are 15 of the most mysterious underwater locations ever discovered. Number 15. Quadrilin Airplane Graveyard. When World War II ended, over 150 American airplanes were buried in this makeshift graveyard under the sea. Yep, this creepy location looks like the site of a terrible underwater war, but the truth is that more than 25 ships and 160 planes were deliberately submerged here in the lagoon of the Quadrilin Atoll in the Marshall Sea. The sea is a very special island. Over 100 feet below the waves, divers can explore this deep-sea military cemetery that is now home to a variety of tropical fish, turtles, and even sharks swimming in and out of wrecked planes and passenger seats. Douglas SBD Dauntless dive bombers, Hell divers, B-25s, and F-4F Wildcats were all sunk here over 60 years ago, and still exist to this day as a grim reminder of the horrors of the war. This would be one seriously spooky diving expedition, right? Number 14. Cleopatras Palace. Hidden for nearly 2,000 years, experts reckon that they've rediscovered the long-lost palace of Cleopatra. Yep, archaeologists managed to hunt down at least 3 sites in the Mediterranean Sea that they believe belonged to the last queen of Egypt. This ancient capital of Alexandria contains many hidden secrets, with at least 20,000 artifacts buried beneath the ocean. It's thought that Cleopatra's long-lost palace and the world wonder of Alexandria's lighthouse were washed away by a devastating earthquake and a tsunami, leaving the locations undiscovered until now. Divers have found pottery, vases, statues, grand columns, and even marble floors under the sea, and have actually uncovered a giant granite sphinx guarding a temple beneath the waves. Pretty amazing, right? Some of these ancient artifacts are even insured for a whopping $50 million. That's what we call buried treasure. Number 13. The abandoned car cave. Deep under the ground in an ancient slate mine, an ever-growing mountain of trash spills into a subterranean lake 200 feet beneath the earth. Yep, the slate quarry of Ceredigion in Wales contains many hidden secrets, and only a handful of explorers have ever seen what lies in this forgotten lake with their own eyes. After the slate mines shut in the 1960s, people started using the mine shaft to dispose of everything from washing machines, broken appliances, scrap metal, and vintage cars. This huge trash pile sinks into the murky depths of the water, and photographer Gareth Owen, who has done a number of underground explorations, actually managed to venture into the slate quarry, capturing the lost treasure chest on camera. Yep, he may have had a few snaps of this mysterious heap, but who knows what secrets may be hidden deep under the automobiles and rusting metal. Number 12. Underwater farms. It's an unusual sight, but this might be an underwater glimpse into the future of this planet. Sergio Gambarini, a professional scuba diver and gardener from Liguria in northwestern Italy, is changing the face of farming forever. This ambitious horticulturalist has created the world's first ever underwater farm. Also known as Nemo's Garden, this amazing project is located on the seabed of Nolly's Bay and is home to more than 700 plants, including strawberries, tomatoes, and basil. The underwater environment provides a unique set of advantages for farming, such as stable temperatures, natural pest control, and high humidity levels, which create the perfect conditions for plant growth. The greenhouses, shaped like transparent domes, are anchored to the seabed and filled with air, allowing the plants to grow in a controlled environment. Gambarini and his team monitor the farm using underwater cameras and sensors, ensuring that the plants receive the right amount of light and nutrients. The project has also attracted the attention of scientists and environmentalists, who see it as a potential solution for food production in areas affected by climate change or limited arable land. In addition to growing crops, Nemo's Garden has become a haven for marine life, with fish and other sea creatures often seen swimming around the domes. The farm has even inspired discussions about the possibility of creating underwater habitats for humans in the future. It's a fascinating blend of technology, sustainability, and innovation that could revolutionize the way we think about agriculture. It all started as an experiment, with Gambarini diving under the water and placing a plastic balloon filled with basil seeds into the ocean floor. Miraculously, the seeds had started sprouting after just 48 hours, and the rest is history. Today, there are 6 underwater greenhouses on this bizarre farm, and the ultimate goal is to bring self-sufficient underwater farming to the rest of the planet. Who knows? One day, you may be chomping down on an apple from an orchard under the ocean. The possibilities are endless. Number 11. Ontario's Lost Villages. In Ontario, Canada, over 6,500 people's homes were sunk underwater, never to be seen again. Yep, with the need for more power, Canadian authorities had set to work building the St. Lawrence Seaway, which would provide energy to the growing province. The only problem was that 9 village communities stood in its path. These villages, known collectively as the Lost Villages, were home to generations of families who were forced to leave everything behind. Entire neighborhoods, schools, churches, and businesses were abandoned, their memories now preserved only in photographs and stories passed down through the years. Before the flooding, residents were given the chance to relocate, but many struggled to rebuild their lives elsewhere, leaving behind a deep sense of loss. Today, divers can explore the eerie underwater ruins, where remnants of roads, foundations, and even old street signs can still be found. On particularly clear days, some of the structures are visible from the surface, creating a haunting reminder of what once was. The flooding also created new islands and reshaped the landscape, forever altering the geography of the region. The Lost Villages Museum, located nearby, now serves as a tribute to the communities that were sacrificed for progress, showcasing artifacts and stories from the people who once called these villages home. Disappearing beneath the raging St. Lawrence River in 1958, these lost villages have been all but forgotten. However, some relics still exist among the ruins. If you know where to look, can you imagine if your whole town was plunged under the water? Now it's time for today's topic. While conducting a routine sonar mapping project 6 miles off the coast of Destin, Florida, on June 18, 2025, a team of divers from the NOAA made an astonishing discovery. At a depth of 73 feet, hidden beneath layers of silt and coral, they encountered a partially buried golden structure resembling a massive human face, polished, symmetrical, and unlike anything ever documented in marine archaeology. The object, initially believed to be a statue, revealed fractured plates radiating outward like petals, made of a metal that registered as unknown on their field scanners. Divers reported a faint electromagnetic pulse coming from beneath the sand. When they began brushing away debris, they found geometrically perfect metallic forms beneath the structure, smooth cubes, spirals, and hollow cylinders, all aligned with unnatural precision. What baffled the team most wasn't just the technology or materials, but the style. The golden face bore distinctly non-human proportions and facial symmetry that some experts have described as too perfect to be from any known culture. Military divers arrived within 48 hours, and the area was declared a restricted naval research zone. Public access has since been denied. Many believe what was found could rewrite our understanding of ancient civilizations, or suggest we weren't the only intelligent beings building on Earth. Number 10. Mariana Trench. Located in the vast western Pacific Ocean, this ominous canyon is officially the deepest part of any ocean on the planet. Shaped like a crescent moon, the trench spans across 1,580 miles embedded in the crust of the Earth. Yep, the Mariana Trench is not only mysterious, but it's deep, dark, and extremely dangerous. It drops down at least 36,070 feet deep below the waves, and is one of the most ancient seabeds in the world, dating back to 180 million years ago. The trench is home to some of the most bizarre and alien-like creatures ever discovered, including translucent amphipods, snailfish, and the infamous anglerfish with its glowing lure. Scientists have also found microorganisms living in the sediment at the bottom of the trench, thriving in conditions that would be lethal to most life on Earth. These extremophiles have adapted to survive the crushing pressure, which is over 1,000 times greater than at sea level. The trench's ecosystem is so unique that researchers believe it could hold clues to the origins of life on our planet. In addition to its biological wonders, the trench has also revealed evidence of human impact, with plastic waste and microplastics being found even in its deepest depths. This shocking discovery highlights how far-reaching pollution has become, even in the most remote and inhospitable places on Earth. The trench is also a geological marvel, formed by the subduction of the Pacific Plate beneath the smaller Mariana Plate, a process that continues to shape the Earth's crust. Due to the crushing pressure and intense darkness, we really haven't explored much of this legendary trench at all. Lack of sunlight means that this part of the ocean remains cold, with a chilly climate of 34 degrees Fahrenheit. However, hydrothermal vents are scattered throughout the trench, releasing boiling hot jets of water that can burst the thermometer at 700 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow, only a handful of people have ever ventured down into this hellish environment, and the first people to ever explore the trench did so back in 1960. More recently, however, award-winning movie maker James Cameron, who directed Avatar and Titanic, manned an expedition all the way to the bottom of the trench in a specially designed submarine that could withstand the pressure of the deep. Yeah, we're still learning about this mysterious ocean chasm, and we haven't even scratched the surface yet. Who knows what lurks down there? Number 9. Capel Selin. While we're on a trip down memory lane, let us show you around the old sunken village of Capel Selin, a Welsh community that was deliberately sunk back in the 1960s to make way for a reservoir. Yeah, that's right. These villagers were forced out of their family homes, school, and chapel in order to supply drinking water to the city of Liverpool, which was in desperate need of at least 65 million gallons of water every day. The decision to flood Capel Selin was met with fierce opposition, with protests erupting across Wales as people fought to save their beloved village. Despite the outcry, the government pushed forward with the project, leaving many residents heartbroken and displaced. The village's chapel, which had been the heart of the community, was demolished before the flooding, but its graveyard remains underwater to this day, a haunting reminder of what was lost. Some of the villagers' descendants still visit the site, standing on the shores of the reservoir to pay their respects to their ancestors. During particularly dry summers, the water level drops low enough to reveal the tops of stone walls and the outlines of old roads, drawing curious visitors and historians alike. The reservoir, now known as Elulwan Selin, has become a symbol of both loss and resilience for the Welsh people. The story of Capel Selin is still taught in schools, serving as a powerful lesson about the impact of progress on small communities. To this day, the flooding of Capel Selin remains a controversial chapter in Welsh history, with many viewing it as a tragic example of cultural erasure. After residents were evicted in 1962, Capel Selin soon became nothing more than a series of underwater ruins. During droughts, you can actually see what remains of these buildings poking above the surface, only to be lost again once the rain fills up the lake once more. Number 8. Donnagle Tank Graveyard. Many relics from World War II still exist today, although you wouldn't know it. That's because so many of them are forgotten, lying on the ocean bed, hidden by the waves above. Off the coast of Malin Head and Donnagle Island, there is a mysterious tank graveyard where an enormous pile of armored Sherman tanks rest in peace under the sea. These tanks were originally part of a convoy headed for the D-Day landings, but due to rough seas and logistical errors, they were jettisoned to lighten the load of the transport ships. Historians believe that the tanks were deliberately pushed overboard to prevent the ships from capsizing, a desperate decision made in the chaos of war. Over the decades, the tanks have become encrusted with barnacles and coral, transforming them into eerie artificial reefs. Divers who visit the site often describe the experience as both fascinating and unsettling, as the tanks seem frozen in time, a stark reminder of the war's destructive legacy. Some of the tanks still bear visible markings, like serial numbers and insignias, offering clues about their origins and the units they belong to. The site has also become a haven for underwater photographers, who are drawn to the haunting beauty of the rusting war machines surrounded by vibrant marine life. The contrast between the tank's violent history and their current role as a thriving underwater ecosystem is both ironic and poignant. Efforts are now being made to preserve the site as a historical landmark, ensuring that this unique piece of World War II history is not forgotten. Abandoned since 1944, marine life has made its home here in these battered tanks, with giant conger eels, crabs, and lobsters all living in the nooks and crannies of the military vehicles. There is no doubt about it, this underwater tank graveyard is haunting. Number 7. Lit Yam. Along the Haifa coast in Israel, a truly ancient city lies submerged under the sea. This is as close to a real-life Atlantis as it gets. Yeah, this Neolithic community was drowned by the waves over 9,000 years ago, lost to the rising water levels forever. The awe-inspiring Lit Yam is one of the best-preserved submerged prehistoric settlements on the planet. Spanning over 10 acres of land between 25 to 40 feet below the ocean, this abandoned village is an archaeologist's dream. The site has revealed an incredible glimpse into the daily lives of its ancient inhabitants, with tools, pottery, and even remnants of food storage pits found scattered across the seabed. Researchers believe that the people of Lit Yam were skilled fishermen and farmers, as evidenced by the discovery of fish bones and grains preserved in the ruins. The layout of the settlement suggests a highly organized community, with homes, communal areas, and even burial sites carefully planned out. One of the most fascinating finds is a series of wooden posts that may have been part of a structure used for drying fish or storing supplies. The preservation of organic materials, like wood and plant remains, is incredibly rare and has provided invaluable insights into Neolithic life. Marine archaeologists have also uncovered evidence of advanced water management systems, including channels and wells, which highlight the ingenuity of this ancient society. The sudden flooding of the village is thought to have been caused by a combination of melting glaciers and tectonic activity, making Lit Yam a stark reminder of the power of nature. Divers have even found skeletons down in this watery tomb, including 2 that have revealed the earliest known cases of tuberculosis in humans. Weapons like axes and arrows have been found in this wreckage, as well as early examples of freshwater wells. But the most mysterious discovery of all has to be the prehistoric stone circle of Lit Yam. Yeah, this carefully constructed ring of large stones could rival Stonehenge in terms of pure mystery. With grooves dug out of the stones to fit cups or chalices, it's believed that this could have been the site of ancient magical rituals. How mind-blowing is that? Number 6. Ramu underwater prison. Is there anything more creepy than an abandoned prison? Well, how about this eerie sunken jail that can be found in a quiet lake in the small Estonian town of Ramu? Yep, this former work camp was established back in the 1940s by the Soviet Union, and inmates were required to mine in the limestone quarry that their cell sat upon. The prison was notorious for its harsh conditions, with prisoners working long hours in the quarry under the watchful eyes of armed guards. When the pumps were shut off and the quarry flooded, the rising water quickly engulfed the prison buildings, leaving behind an eerie underwater ghost town. Today, the submerged ruins include crumbling cell blocks, rusting mining equipment, and even remnants of the barbed wire fences that once kept prisoners from escaping. The crystal-clear water of the lake offers divers an unsettlingly vivid view of the prison's remains, making it feel as though time has stood still. Some divers have even reported finding personal items, like tools and clothing, left behind by the prisoners, adding a deeply human element to the haunting site. The lake has also become a hotspot for underwater photography, with the stark contrast of the prison ruins against the serene blue water creating a surreal and hauntingly beautiful scene. In the summer, the area above the water transforms into a popular beach destination, creating a strange juxtaposition between the lively atmosphere above and the grim history lurking below. The Ramu quarry has become a symbol of resilience for the local community, a reminder of the region's turbulent past and its ability to move forward. The abandoned quarry was soon flooded, the lake consuming many of the mining machines, prison cells, and barbed wire fences, leaving this creepy jail nothing more than a bad memory. This spooky spot has now become the fascination of divers all over the world who come to float amongst the ruins of the old Ramu prison camp. Number 5. La Crucis de Malpeque. This seriously spooky location is the home to 40 sunken crucifixes, intentionally submerged over 20 years ago off the coast of Malpeque. Resting 80 feet under the waves on the ocean floor, these giant crosses were lowered to create a sunken cemetery to remember a ship of martyrs that met a grisly death back in 1570. The eerie sight of the crucifixes, now covered in coral and marine life, creates a hauntingly beautiful underwater memorial. Divers who visit often describe the experience as both solemn and surreal, as the crosses seem to rise out of the ocean floor like ghostly sentinels. The site has become a popular destination for underwater photographers, who are captivated by the way sunlight filters through the water to illuminate the memorial. Some of the crucifixes bear inscriptions, though time and the sea have weathered many of the details, adding to the mystery of the site. Marine biologists have noted that the area has also become a thriving habitat for fish and other sea creatures, turning this tragic location into a symbol of life and renewal. Local legends say that the spirits of the martyrs still linger here, watching over the waters where they met their untimely end. The story of their sacrifice has been passed down through generations, making this site not only a place of remembrance but also a testament to faith and resilience. The La Crucis de Malpeque is now protected as a cultural and historical landmark, ensuring that future generations can continue to honor the memory of these brave men. As you swim among the crosses, it's impossible not to feel the weight of history and the profound sense of loss that this underwater cemetery represents. These huge crucifixes were left here to honor their memory forever, and you can even scuba dive around the La Crucis de Malpeque today. Number 4. Thonis Heraclean. The epic lost city of Thonis Heraclean was hidden underwater for thousands of years, only to be rediscovered in the year 2000. By French archaeologist Frank Gaudio. What an incredible discovery. The ancient city of Thonis Heraclean was one of the greatest ports in the entire world and would have controlled all trade into Egypt, but mysteriously, nobody really knows for sure how it ended up submerged deep beneath the waves. Some experts believe that a series of natural disasters, such as earthquakes and tsunamis, may have caused the city to sink into the Mediterranean Sea. Others suggest that the gradual rise of sea levels over centuries could have played a role in its disappearance. Among the most fascinating finds were the remains of a massive stone slab inscribed with ancient Greek and Egyptian texts, offering clues about the city's importance as a cultural and commercial hub. Divers also uncovered a network of canals and harbors, revealing the advanced engineering and urban planning of this once thriving metropolis. The discovery of ceremonial artifacts, including bronze vessels and religious offerings, suggests that Thonis Heraclean was not only a trade center but also a place of great spiritual significance. The sheer size of the statues and temples found underwater hints at the city's wealth and power during its peak. Researchers have even found evidence of a bustling marketplace, with coins, weights, and tools scattered across the seafloor. The ongoing excavation of Thonis Heraclean continues to shed light on the daily lives of its ancient inhabitants, as well as their interactions with other civilizations. Archaeologists found the wrecks of 64 ships, 700 anchors, treasure chests full of gold, and 16-foot statues in this real-life ancient Atlantis, and even an entire temple. Amazingly, Much of it was perfectly preserved by the sand of the seafloor, despite being underwater for over 2,300 years. This astonishing discovery is like something straight out of an Indiana Jones movie. Who knows what other ancient civilizations are hidden away in the vast corners of the ocean? Number 3. Oruritus Underwater Castle. Okay, we really saved the best for last. We've seen shipwrecks and even treasure chests, but at the bottom of Lake Van in Turkey, divers actually discovered a 3,000-year-old castle. Experts can't figure out exactly when this ancient palace was submerged under the water, but they do know that the salty water has kept this astonishing royal building in pristine condition. The castle's walls, made of massive basalt stones, are still standing tall, showcasing the incredible engineering skills of the ancient civilization that built it. Some sections of the structure are adorned with intricate carvings, hinting at the artistic and cultural sophistication of the time. Divers have also uncovered what appears to be the remains of a grand staircase, leading researchers to believe that this castle was once a significant seat of power. The surrounding area is littered with fragments of pottery and tools, providing further evidence of a thriving community that once lived here. The discovery has sparked debates among historians, with some suggesting that the castle might have been part of a larger, now lost city. The lake itself, with its high salinity and unique ecosystem, has played a crucial role in preserving the ruins, acting almost like a natural time capsule. Local legends about the lake, including tales of a mysterious sea monster, have only added to the intrigue surrounding the site. The castle's discovery has also drawn attention to the region's rich history, encouraging more archaeological expeditions to explore the depths of Lake Van. Made of cut stones, the walls of this mysterious castle are etched with a cryptic clue that mentions ancient kings and even gods. An etching of a lion, a symbol of a statue back in ancient Urartu, has led researchers to believe that this castle could have belonged to the standing royal family at the time who ruled the land over 3,000 years ago. Who knew the picturesque holiday destination of Lake Van contains so many hidden secrets? Number 2. Neptune Memorial Reef. Have you ever seen anything quite like this? The Neptune Memorial Reef was sponsored by one of the largest cremation companies in the United States and is literally an underwater cemetery where your loved ones can be laid to rest. Located off the coast of Key Biscayne in Miami, this submerged necropolis was designed by Florida artist Kim Brandel back in 2007. Yep, cremated remains are cast into concrete and sunk to the seafloor of the Neptune Memorial Reef, which comes complete with deep-sea stone columns and carved lion statues, just like the graveyards you see on the surface. The intricate design of the reef was inspired by the lost city of Atlantis, giving it a mythical and otherworldly feel. Divers who visit often describe the experience as both serene and surreal, as the combination of marine life and human memorials creates a unique underwater ecosystem. The reef is not only a resting place but also a thriving artificial reef, helping to restore marine habitats in the area. Coral has started to grow on the structures, adding vibrant colors and textures to the already stunning underwater landscape. The project has been praised for its environmental benefits, as it provides a sustainable alternative to traditional burial methods. Families of the deceased can even visit the site, either by diving themselves or through guided tours, making it a truly interactive memorial. The reef also serves as a research site for marine biologists, who study the interactions between the memorial structures and the surrounding sea life. It's a place where life and death coexist in harmony, creating a powerful and emotional experience for those who visit. There's even pearly gates, roads, and ruins that decorate this underwater resting place 40 feet beneath the waves. The 16-acre city of the dead has even attracted some living residents, as 56 species of fish now call the crematorium their home. And if you're thinking of spending eternity in the deep-sea cemetery, just know that you'll be in great company. The Guinness World Record holder for the oldest scuba diver on Earth is actually interred here at the Neptune Memorial Reef. We're sure there's nowhere else he'd rather be. Number 1. The Sweepstakes Shipwreck. According to the United Nations, there are around 3 million shipwrecks in the world, but there are none quite like the Sweepstakes. This hauntingly beautiful shipwreck lies just below the surface of this crystal-clear Canadian lake. 20 feet under the water, the Sweepstakes schooner is perfectly preserved by the water, despite having sunk all the way back in 1885. Divers are often amazed by how intact the ship remains, with its wooden frame still holding strong after more than a century underwater. The cold, fresh water of the lake has played a significant role in preserving the ship, preventing the kind of decay that would typically occur in saltwater environments. The schooner's masts may be long gone, but its hull and deck are still remarkably well-defined, offering a glimpse into the craftsmanship of 19th century shipbuilding. Schools of fish now call the wreck home, weaving in and out of the wooden beams, adding a touch of life to the otherwise eerie sight. The ship's cargo of coal, though scattered, can still be seen in some areas, a reminder of its final voyage. Local legends even suggest that the ship sinking was not entirely accidental, with whispers of insurance fraud adding an air of mystery to its story. The sweepstakes has also become a favorite subject for underwater photographers, who are drawn to its haunting beauty and the way sunlight filters through the clear water to illuminate the wreck. On calm days, the shipwreck is so visible from the surface that even non-divers can catch a glimpse of its ghostly outline. Yep, this astonishing 19th century ship has become a historical attraction for diving enthusiasts at the Fathom 5 National Marine Park in Ontario. The ill-fated boat was hauling coal when her hull was damaged and left to sink in this otherwise ordinary lake. Nowadays, a wire fence surrounds the shipwreck to make sure no one gets too close to this awesome artifact, but you can still get a good view of the wreckage from under the water. Don't forget your scuba diving gear. Which of these fascinating underwater locations would you love to explore? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more amazing Thought Trail content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.